Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Menaka. We, Good afternoon, Dr. Menaka, VIT University. And there's a small discussion with Nithya Rajagopalan of IBM. Good afternoon, Nithya. What is the pressing need of IoT in global and Indian scenario?
So you've seen that IoT itself, it's connecting all the devices, right? So now you want to make maximum use of any device, you want to be connected to it, you want to use the information that you get from it, right? So the need for this information to be available on time and as early as possible is why this IoT has become more and more popular. So it's basically adding smartness and using your time as much as possible in the most optimized way. So that is what is the need now.
What is India's stand in the global market in IoT?
You saw all this discussion from Modi on digital India and things like that, and smart cities also, right? So definitely there is a lot of need in India for having these cities. First of all, to make it sustainable, we have a huge population and we should be able to sustain it for a long time. So and hence India is trying a lot to make to come towards IoT. And when you say this, you have so many startups over here that are trying to do IoT related stuff and and even the bigger companies, they are all focusing on IoT now. In IBM, it also now in the India also we are having a lot of focus on what IoT needs, what are the IoT needs of the world, and what is needed here locally in the various industries that are there.
As an agricultural country, what will be the contribution of IoT for the improvement of the life of an agriculturalist?
That is a very good question, actually, right? Because that is the need of the hour, and you have seen that in India there is a lot of issues where you have the farmer suicides and you have this people. But what is the reason? I mean, you just many a times, right? I've thought about what could be the reason for this and how you could solve that. Okay, so what is their main problem? Their main problem is weather forecast. First of all, are they able to predict the weather properly? Secondly, are they able to get good information about the crop that they are growing or anything, right? So you have government has given a lot of things where they give them information about crops. There is this agricultural department in the government which is giving them good information about what is the crops and what are the how much water it needs or how much of tending it needs. Yeah. But again, right, it is not available to them immediately, right? So now I was seeing something like there was an app that is giving information to the farmer about some 20 different crops. Okay, it is full in-depth information. Okay, so you have this crop will need this much water, this is what it needs. So you need to get that information to this user. Yes, so he can do the better job. And second is the weather forecast. You have so many people who are just sowing their seeds and they don't know whether it is going to rain or not. Every year it has been raining at a particular time, but it is not the case anymore because of global warming. We have temperature changes. Today morning it was 27 degrees in Chennai. I never expected that, right? I was wondering if I landed in the wrong place or not. Okay, so there is a lot of change in the overall climate all through the world. And exact predictions with IoT. Even in IBM, there is a lot of work happening with weather analytics. Weather analytics itself is a big field by itself. In IoT, they will go and they are going to predict the weather based on the different changes that are happening at that moment. It is based on historical data, plus it is based on what is happening currently, and that will definitely help the farmers to decide what to do with their crops and what kind of crops to grow.
And what is IBM's readiness to meet the emergence of IoT, and what is your focus area in Indian context?
So IBM has been main focus is on enterprise IoT. Okay, it is little different from, maybe it's not about wearables and consumer applications. It is more about enterprise. And in enterprise, what they plan to do is how quickly can you bring an application to the market, right? It is like in IoT, right, if you look at the different components that form IoT, one glove does not fit all. Okay, at that moment, what is your context, right? You need to understand what is the context, and that application has to be built at that moment. Okay, and when you build that application, it is your own context, your own domain. Okay, so what IBM has provided something called an IBM Foundation, where you can build an application over this, and you can use the different analytics, you can connect different devices, build your application, and put it on a very scalable infrastructure as in a cloud. And then to support it, they also have continuous engineering, which will help you in the agile process of developing this application. You have your application has to be cost effective, time effective, and also should be of good quality. So they also have the continuous engineering suite of products, which will help the IoT products to give good quality applications. Yeah.
Technically speaking, what about power management, security implications if every machine is going to be connected with IoT?
Yes, security is a big concern, right? So again, I said, right, so if you're putting it up on a cloud, there is security with respect to whether it is an HTTPS, whether you're following all the security standards. Yeah, that is all there. But again, right, there has to be, that you should be compliant with the different regulations that are also available for the devices, and that is the focus on. So if you see in IoT, there is in IoT Foundation of IBM, there is something called risk management, which is mainly about being proactive about these security and trying to ensure that we have a very good secure environment.
As an academician, I would like to put this question to you. What way the current engineer should get prepared? Any specific skills to get into the IoT and to develop their career?
The only skill I would say is enthusiasm and the ability to innovate, right? Because yes, of course, because what I learned in my graduation, I'm not using that at all. The world is changing too fast. You to just keep up and have that will to learn any new things. That's all you need to have as an academic.
Thanks a lot, Nithya. Thank you for your answers. And right now we had a discussion with Nithya of IBM, talking right from the general applications of IoT to technical answers. Thanks a lot. This is Dr. Menaka from School of Electronics, VIT University.